I'm launching my own crypto-based platform for adult content after making $1 million on OnlyFans and seeing work conditions and payment problems. A few payment problems, still made a cool million. So Ali Ray began sharing adult content on OnlyFans in 2020, booking more than $1 million in revenue. Not bad. Not a bad gig. But she grew frustrated with the platform's treatment of workers and payments. She created a crypto-based adult content platform that aims to solve those issues. I've seen this before. I've seen multiple crypto-backed adult platforms, but I've not seen any of them take off. There's been a bunch of crypto tokens. I think one was actually called Cum Rocket. Now, far be it from me to say that that's a silly name for anything, because obviously it's not going to take on in the mainstream at all. No, actually, I'm going to say that's a fucking stupid name. I don't know what happened with your boy Cum Rocket. Let's type this. Oh. So they called the cryptocurrency, because, you know, you've got like Ethereum and it's ETH, and you've got Bitcoin and it's BTC. Cum Rocket is cummies. 1 cummy, 2 cummy, 3 cummy, 4. The fucking copy pasta. Is this a website that I'm going to get banned for clicking on? Connect with your fans and earn. Yep, can't scroll down there. So what's the price of cummies? Is cummies doing well? Cummies is in fact not doing incredibly well. Oh boy, there's less interest in these cummies than there are mine. So Ali Ray was among more than 1 million creators on OnlyFans when the adult content platform announced its decision to ban explicit content in August. Now, you'll all remember this because obviously people were going crazy about the decision. It's kind of like when Tumblr decided they were going to ban porn, and then everyone was like, yeah, just not going to use Tumblr anymore, am I? And just left. It would be like Pornhub banning porn or YouTube banning YouTube videos. It's just what the fucking website exists for. So it made no sense. But the CEO came out and said, we didn't really have a choice. Well, they did have a choice, because obviously they reversed it and they're still operating as a business and presumably doing well. But there is, despite it being a really stupid thing on surface level, a legit reason to do it. And that is because companies don't like dealing with sex work. They don't like dealing with porn, despite the fact porn is one of the biggest industries on the planet. So this happened with Pornhub as well. Essentially, there's a cartel in the business world, and it's called MasterCard and Visa. And if they won't process transactions based on your business and your website, you're just fucked. You just can't make money. And even if you could make money, then banks won't let you do anything with the money. So this was the same thing that happened to Pornhub, and basically the Visa and MasterCard cut processing with them. And at that point, what do you even do as a business? But obviously, if you're Pornhub, you can't do anything other than do porn, can you? So what they did is to quell any kind of question about the content on the platform, and it might be underage and this and that. They did a massive cull. If you'll remember Pornhub from like a few years ago, there was way more content on there, but they did a cull and now only allow people to post on verified accounts, so they know that everyone who's posting is above age and it's not revenge porn and it's not any crazy shit. And they did that for business reasons. Makes complete sense. So that's exactly why OnlyFans tried to do that same thing, but then of course walked it back, because nobody's making OnlyFans channels to go and post Final Fantasy 14 fucking Let's Plays, are they? It just isn't what's happening. Why would they not post that on YouTube or Patreon or one of the many other platforms? So that's why this exists. But I've not seen a single one of these projects like take off and do anything. But this is actually a valid use case, to be honest. It's one of the few valid use cases I can see for cryptocurrency on a wide scale. Because it has always been said, being adopted by porn would be a massive step in the right direction, because so many people engage with pornography. So at the time, Ray had already made more than $200,000 from her adult content, according to documents verified by Insider, a large portion of which would be deleted 30 days after OnlyFans' announcement. Having quit her full-time job as an intensive care nurse a few months ago, Ray was infuriated and scared about what this announcement meant for her. I know, because I'm talking about a woman, there's going to be a lot of really upset people in the comments, because I notice every single time I make a video talking about a woman, there's a strong uptick of sexism and just hatred for women in the comment section. just know that I do read all my comments and I will shadow ban you from the channel. So you are shouting into the void. But obviously the point that people are going to bring up is the fact that she was an intensive care nurse and then now she's doing porn and earning $1 million. An intensive care nurse is a very important job. Nurses in general, people in healthcare, are things that society really needs. But I would never blame the individual for quitting a job that pays really shit money for really bad hours and is a really difficult profession to go make $1 million posting nudes. I'd never put that on the shoulders and the burden of the individual because I do that exact same thing in that position. The quality of life difference between one and the other is going to be insane. Probably not as much of a fulfilling work knowing that you're helping people and saving lives, but to be honest, fuck saving lives if I'm making $1 million and not having my life ruined by the awful work hours and just terrible pay. Maybe that makes me a bad person, but, you know, fuck it. So many creators said they felt as if the platform's leaders didn't care about them and their work security. Meanwhile, many customers avoided buying content since it would show up on bank statements. Yeah, I mean, that's going to suck, especially considering a lot of people that are buying stuff like this are probably in relationships and they share bank accounts and the wife opens up and they're like, OnlyFans, what's this? Probably be better than opening one and it's saying, "Cum Rocket, you bought 500 cummies to give to Cumslut79. It's probably somebody's username. This is the thing that you have to understand when you work for a faceless corporation, basically. Like YouTube, like I work for YouTube, they don't care about you and your work security is fucking irrelevant to them. What they care about is them dollar bills, y'all. And if the dollar bills can't come in because they're being pressured by banks and things like that, which is exactly what it was, you don't matter because you're an individual and the whole of the business was the issue. What does interest me though is, of course, why they announced that they couldn't continue the business in the way that it was and needed to get rid of pornography, and then managed to do a 180 on that decision and are still going fine now. Obviously wasn't as big of a deal as they were making it out to be. Though OnlyFans later reversed the decision due to backlash within the community, Ray knew she couldn't rely on it for her financial well-being any longer. You've made $1 million in 3 years. I think your financial well-being's probably alright, to be honest. And also, this happened when you'd only made 200 grand and since then you've made 800 more. I think your financial well-being's alright, mate. It's going well. She began imagining a new place for adult content that solved some of its problems that creators had with the platform. This month, she's launching WetSpace. Yeah, that's gonna fly as a name. An adult content platform. It just sounds gross. OnlyFans, at least, you can make sense of the name, right? And it's not vulgar. You're a fan, and this is my private area, so only my fans can come in this area. A wet space. This just sounds gross. Oh, do you want to go to the wet space? No, mate, I'm alright. It sounds like it fucking stinks. So it aims to make creators the priority and is driven entirely by cryptocurrency transactions. I can't see this going wrong at all. I guarantee there's going to be no money laundering and wash trading or anything crazy at all. So WetSpace aims to allow subscribers to pay creators with multiple forms of cryptocurrency, which would increase payment security, sex work stability, and anonymity for its users, Ray said. Currently, the beta site allows transactions of certain cryptos classified as stablecoins, including ETH, Tether, USD Coin, Binance USD, Polygon, and Avalanche. I don't know if this is the article getting it wrong on the website, but ETH, Avalanche, and Polygon are by no means stable coins. While the site does not support Bitcoin currently, the founder hopes that will change in the future. Now she's sharing her plans to create a platform that will fill a void for adult content entrepreneurs like her. The interview has been slightly edited for length and clarity. Filling a void in the adult content industry. I worked as an ICU nurse for 9 months before the pandemic. I posted a couple of pictures in OnlyFans in September 2020, and by December, I'd already made more than $20,000. That's fucking insane, bro. God damn. I mean, get that ched. I quit my nursing job in May and have been creating adult content full-time ever since. I'd have quit in December, mate. If I'd have made 20 grand in like 4 months from nothing, because that's obviously your initial period's always going to be the worst in things like this, I'd have been gone straight away. I'd have been doing it full time. Because obviously when you're doing something full time, the assumption is you take the hours and the mental stress of your other job and put all of that into the new thing that you're doing. It's why obviously people, once their channel gets to a certain size on Twitch or YouTube, will quit their other job, because then obviously you can invest everything you were investing in working for somebody else at your old job into building your own business that can be deleted by Twitch or YouTube at any time. So I saw a business opportunity in addressing the many issues creators and viewers have with the current adult content sites. For example, when OnlyFans announced its plans to remove all explicit content, fear flooded through the community. It would have put creators out of work with barely any notice. There are other websites now, so I don't think it would have put them out of business, but it would have basically been starting, not again completely, because obviously you transfer fans over from one to the other. But yeah, anytime you work for one of these companies, it's the same with Twitch, it's the same with YouTube, it's the same with any working for a platform. They can do anything at any one time that just fucks you completely. This is just true. And it's not solved by you making a website, because your website can do the same thing. This is just the nature of the beast. The only person this is giving complete security to is you as the creator. There is no security on your platform that there isn't on somebody else's, or on OnlyFans or on Fansly or whatever other platforms exist out there. That's just the nature of the beast. Cryptocurrency obviously means you're not going to rely as much on banks and card processors and things like that. But you are basically putting yourself in a mostly unregulated market that currently is seeing scrutiny. That means at any stage the US government could be like, nah, you can't operate this website and you can't do these things, and then you're in the same position. I'd actually make the argument that OnlyFans is more stable now, having gone through this controversy, because they've seen they can't do what they were planning to do. Like, they can't. Nobody would use it. And therefore, if banks are rejecting their payments and things, that's better in hoping for that to change than having a website that nobody uses. They already know that's the case, so I don't think they're going to try and do that again. So I think this is just kind of like a waste of everybody's time in the long run. For viewers, the platform is something very private, but due to OnlyFans payment requirements, transactions with the site will show up on bank statements. There are so many people out there who would be subscribing to OnlyFans if it weren't for the potential of it becoming public knowledge. I mean, who gives a fuck? Unless you're in a relationship, in which case that's something you need to navigate in your own personal life. But if you're going to do something on the sly, you can just make a fake PayPal account. You can just get like a prepaid debit card or something. I don't know why I'm giving people ideas on how to circumvent this in case your partner sees that you're subscribing to OnlyFans. But realistically, if it's not about your partner, I just can't personally envision being upset if people knew publicly that I subscribed to an OnlyFans or something, but that's just me. I guess if it's work related or something, you don't want your boss to know that you're watching like big titty goth girls. Although your boss, if it's a dude's probably going to be like, on the sly, good choice, mate. Yeah. Knowing how workplace culture usually goes. Additionally, some OnlyFans executives have said certain banks deny transactions coming through the platform based on the potentially negative connotation of working together. I've also seen this for adult entertainers where they try to get like a loan at the bank or get a mortgage or something. And the bank's like, oh, what do you do? And they say, oh, I'm an adult entertainer, which would be the polite term of saying like porn star or whatever else, whatever label you want to put on it. And they just straight immediately decline their request. Even though they've got the money, they earn enough money, they just don't want anything to do with the fact that you make money from like pornography or anything like that, which I think is a bit fucked up, to be honest. There's definitely people who think all pornography is evil. I'm not one of those people. I think anything in moderation is fine. I think if you're jerking off like 4 times a day and you're just absolutely Darth Vader death gripping the fuck out your dick, it's probably not a healthy lifestyle. And especially if you're single, and we were having a conversation about the incel stuff the other day, that's really going to harm like how you look at women in general and how you expect things to go in society, and they're probably not good for your brain overall. But if you're just like a well-adjusted normal person and you like to fucking beat one off every now and again, it's probably fine. Like, it's not a big deal. Though of course there are communities sprouting up now that's just completely anti-pornography, which is understandable in a way. But there we go. As an entrepreneur, I wanted to address both these issues. I launched WetSpace because I understand the conditions that workers expect and deserve, and aim to make that a priority. Implementing crypto into the platform also helps users stay anonymous and feel comfortable. Also adds a massive fucking barrier for entry and learning curve, because anyone who's used cryptocurrency knows it's not the most user-friendly thing in the world. Like, it's not difficult once you've used it a little bit. But I'd imagine a lot of the people who use OnlyFans and subscribe for pornography and don't just go and pirate it and find it on alternate sources, which you pretty much can for most things, are ones that are probably not all too well versed in crypto, how to use crypto, and are going to get confused by this shit and put it down. This has been a big argument for why crypto is not going to see mainstream adoption for quite a while. It's just cumbersome to use. It's just a bother. And people are always scared about like, oh, if I do this transaction incorrectly, do I just straight lose my money? There's also banks that reject crypto payments. It's just not the panacea that you would make it out to be. Here you go, look, you can have a basic tier subscription, or Won't You Be My Daddy? You get unlimited messaging, free rating, which, as I understand it, is where you send a woman a picture or video of your penis, and she's like, yeah, nice cock, homie. Nice cock. I don't even know what else you'd say. I can't imagine ever doing this. Sometimes I try to put myself in the position of other people, and I'm like, just think about it. You're looking at a picture of a beautiful woman, she's naked, and you're like, oh man, this has really got me going. Let me take a picture of my penis, send it to her, and then it'll feel real good when she's like, yeah, fucking sick cock, bro. Like, it's really good. I just can't imagine ever being on the receiving end and not just almost imploding from the cringe. But different strokes for different folks. I'm not trying to like put people down based on what they like. I just think it's fucking weird for me personally. And then, of course, for 90 days, you can take me to the Milky Way rocket emoji, just like Pepe Coin. Building a business from a personal brand. WetSpace will be available to public users in March after our February beta testing is complete. I intend on building a community through the platform, and I'll use my own brand to fuel it. My personal brand has been so successful because I've shown people that you can be a normal person, have a good marriage, be a good mom, while simultaneously being an adult content creator. I am an advocate for others in this space. Cool, good, yeah, I agree. Adult content creators do not have many supporters fighting for their rights. With WetSpace, I will work to ensure creators are treated as the professionals and entrepreneurs that they are. Yeah, I personally am a way bigger fan of like amateur, you own your own brand and I do stuff that I want to do, rather than like mainstream pornography where you show up and you're basically at the mercy of producers and directors and they want you to do this. I just like people having their independence of doing, managing their own content in the way that they want to and finding their own niche and stuff like that, as opposed to putting it in hands of people that there's power dynamics and things like that. I'm not saying this is completely devoid of it, and I'm talking as an overall, not WetSpace. It's an awful fucking name, by the way. But yeah, there we go. Interesting if you're interested in porn stuff, I guess. I made this a long video talking about stuff that most people are not going to really give a fuck about, but I do still have opinions about things like this and find it interesting. So there you go. I will see you on the next one, hopefully. Hopefully I've not lost too many people here. But yeah, peace out.